Have you ever dreamed of living away from the city? Flirted with the idea of a tree change, a sea change, or just any kind of change? I certainly did. However, I've always considered myself a city girl. I love being busy and connected and social. And yet here I am, living on 8 acres along the Great Ocean Road where the only things in abundance are cows. It's not just me. More and more people are moving away from the city, and tree changes are no longer reserved for hippies, retirees, and hermits. These days, a new type of individual calls the farm, the coast, the bush, or the desert their home. Ultimately, our reason for moving wasn't to hide from the world, but simply to find a happier balance in our busy lives. People everywhere have been making this change too, creating their own unique place of calm amongst the noise, whether it be a cottage, a shack, a fortress, or even a bus. Everyone's dream looks different, but one thing is for sure, there is a new generation seeking to create their own retreats away from the city, and it's a trend that's not slowing down. Retreat, inspired homes and ways of living, takes you inside 24 beautiful homes around the world, exploring the motivations and the challenges, and how life has changed for those who choose to live life a little differently. This is a very proud moment for me. I have written a book and I'm so excited to finally be sharing the news with you. I've been quite busy behind the scenes working on this collection of homes, and I'm often asked what my favourite homes are, and to be honest with you, the homes that resonate with me the most are the ones that feel alive. And what I mean by that is when you walk through them, you just get this immediate sense of the people that live there. Of course, I love beautiful architecture and interiors, but ultimately when I get a sense of the personality of the people behind the design, that's what really stands out for me. And that's what also makes a design and a home just so authentic. I've curated a collection of 24 homes, all unique in their design, location, and story, but the thing that actually ties them all together is that they are all individual retreats away from the city. Every home represents a different style. There's a shed, there's a floating home, a modern barn, a farmhouse, a lodge, an eco home. There really is something for everyone, because not only does each home represent its own unique design aesthetic, but it also varies in terms of budget. So we have some incredibly clever, low budget DIY homes, as well as these incredible multi-million dollar architectural masterpieces. This was really important to me because I wanted to show a really broad scope of what an inspiring home can look like, and also the fact that everybody has a different vision of what their dream home should be. I handpicked every home in this book, so it's safe to say I do love them all, but there are a few standouts. The cabin, this was inspired by a profound love for life and family, and it's just a beautiful story. Casper Scholes, who is from the Netherlands, he actually designed and built this for his mum, who sadly had just lost her husband and Casper, his father, to cancer. So he designed this cabin as a way to connect them as a family, to bring them all together and really ground them, because he wanted them to be surrounded by life again, rather than shielded from it. It's just such an inspiring story, and Casper has gone on to do a lot more with this design as well, which I talk about more in the book. The truck house, a permanent home with no fixed address. This was just so much fun. I actually filmed a behind the scenes with Lockie. I really just loved his design process, and he has created something truly special on the back of a 1968 Dodge. And the pavilions, well, this is a family's very own private backyard escape. And what I loved about this was that it was a very smart architectural resolution to a problem, because essentially the homeowners just wanted to bring an extension to their home. But the architects actually pushed back on that, and they're like, how about we leave your house alone, and how about we take this brief of what you want to add to your home and create these outdoor rooms instead. So it's resulted in these beautiful pavilions. One is dedicated to fitness and wellness, and the other one is dedicated to an outdoor kitchen for entertaining. It's just such a smart use of space and a way to bring a retreat into your own home. So you might have already guessed, but the inspiration behind this book was absolutely my own move away from the city. So a few years ago, my husband, Jono, and I bought a 1980s timber cabin in the Otways. We are a good 3 hours south of Melbourne. So our initial plan was to actually keep a foothold in the city, and maybe we would come down here on our weekends. At best, we thought maybe we'll spend like 50% of our time down here. But the strange thing was, when we actually moved down here, like neither of us wanted to leave. So this has been a massive shift for us and a huge impact on our lives. And ultimately, we were really just craving more balance in our lives, and moving actually helped us to slow down and just enjoy life a lot more. I must admit, I did have preconceived ideas of what it would be like living away from the city, and I was very surprised with how easily I adapted to life here. I was also really surprised by how many other young professionals were making a similar change, just in their own way. So this book is really an exploration in that. It's inspired by my own experience and wanting to showcase how different people have made changes within their own lives. It's not all picture perfect. The images are absolutely beautiful. This entire book is just mwah, chef's kiss. But what I mean by it's not perfect is that we're very honest. And with the Q&A interviews that I dive into within the book, I ask people what the downsides are. I want to know what the challenges are, because living away from the city, living remotely, it's not for everyone. So I wanted it to be a really honest reflection of what life is like when you do move yourself away from the action. So if you are intrigued, maybe you might have been thinking about a similar change in your life, or you just want to be inspired by all of the beautiful homes and interiors and the stories, then please buy my book. I would be very honoured to know that my work is living in your home. It really is like the ultimate coffee table book, and I could not be prouder. It's available to buy online now. Hard copies are available in September if you're in Australia, otherwise October for the US and all other countries. You might actually recognise some of the homes in this book. However, the majority of homes are very exclusive to this book, and even the homes that we've shot previously for Let Us In, we've actually reserved a lot of exclusive content purely for this hard copy book. I really just love the process of this book. I loved mostly meeting all of the homeowners, speaking to all of the homeowners, really delving into their stories. It was also just such a beautiful collection of homes, and visually it was such a treat to actually piece it together and to work with a designer to create something that is just truly special. I am very proud of it, if you can't tell, and I would love for you to buy it, but if you don't buy it, tell a friend, spread the good word, because I would really love your support. So if you're still listening, my goodness, thank you for your time, and thank you very much for allowing me to share something that's very special to me.